All right, guess what? Episode 30! We made it!
Woot woot.
Welcome to Dad and Company Podcast. As I just said, this is episode 30.
Woot.
We're 1, 2, 3 episodes away from being almost 1/3 of the way there. Math.
1/3 of the way to 100?
Yeah.
Do you plan on only doing 100 episodes?
No, just, it's a big milestone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm looking forward to that.
Man, that's 2 years if you only do an episode a week. A little over, but still.
I know, it's crazy. But, like, obviously, we've already seen, like, there will be times where I miss weeks.
I thought you were going to say there will be blood.
There. Oh, man.
Do you wish you had put that on your list?
No, but that was a good one. Anyway.
Eli versus bowling ball pin.
So, you started a new job this week?
I did.
Whoop, whoop. Pew, 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 pew. I have sound effects, but I always hit the wrong one. Oh, round of applause. That was loud.
It really was.
JFC.
We do chicken right.
We do chicken right. And then we had a pretty adventurous weekend.
You had an adventurous weekend.
I injured myself playing bowling.
Wii bowling. Sorry, Nintendo bowling, because it's the Switch.
I think it's like Wii Resort, Switch, whatever. But yeah, that was fun. And by play it, I mean I was very unsuccessful.
What I heard, you sucked at it.
I was very unsuccessful.
All I know was I was trying to do yoga.
I was too.
No. You were not trying to do yoga. You were trying to do something, but it wasn't yoga. I was trying to do yoga, so I'd shut the door. I hear you complaining about the game and like it wasn't working for you and stuff like that. And then I hear this really loud thud and everybody like, and I was like, I should probably go check on that. I waited a minute. And the sound didn't get better, and I heard people saying, "Are you okay?" "No, yeah, I should go check on that." And you were rolling on the floor, holding onto your wrist, not breathing.
It was very painful.
Yeah, I bet it was. And it was kind of amusing, like, because you had swung your arm so hard, and that's what had made you fall.
I launched myself.
But
like a goddamn superhero.
What was even more amusing than that, you were laughing, and when you were laughing, your nose was like making this teapot whistle, and I pointed it out, and then everybody started laughing, which made you laugh, and then everybody tried to stop laughing, which made you laugh harder. And you're like, I can't breathe, and you kept whistling as you were laughing. And then your body just went limp, and you fell face first out of your chair and just smacked your face into the floor, and you didn't remember it happening. And it was hilarious.
Yep, I laughed so hard I blacked out.
It was amazing.
That's how I want to go.
You just want to laugh so hard you'd die.
Like a teapot. Short and stout.
We got that part.
So it was fun. We got Emily's car. I say fixed, but it is back on the road.
It's patched.
Yeah, it's back on the road for now. It's almost got 300,000 miles on it, though. That's going to be a fun endeavor. And then we fixed the furnace. It's no longer grinding. It is squeaking a little bit. I have to fix a grommet in it still, but we're good to go on the home front right now. So anyway, you have declared that what our topic would be today.
Yeah, so. Our top 10 favorite fight scenes.
Yeah, and you just said fight scenes. So I said movies, animated, live action.
And I said yes.
That is a ridiculous thing to do to me.
Well, the only reason why I was able to complete my list was because the moment I told you that's what I wanted to do, which was like over a week ago, I started making my list.
Oh, squeaky.
And I'm not going to lie, my list could be changed. Like, I could take all 10 of these off the list and give another 10.
Absolutely.
Because I love action movies. I love fight movies. I love all
and
that.
You made me pick from the entirety of film.
Yes.
Everything that's been captured on film. Like,
yes.
10 fights. It's ridiculous.
I didn't include some of my favorite movies in this, even though I wanted to. Like, I was like, that, but then, that's how it went.
Oh, me too. I had a very tough time. But I have 10. I have 10 of my top 100. I easily could have made a top 100.
We'll revisit this and come back.
We should have made it movies and then TV. But it doesn't matter. I like this. This is fine. So, is there anything else you want to get to before we just dive right in? I can only swing my arm so far right now.
Don't do that. That your body just like stops. It's like you go stiff and kind of let the lower half of your arm go, but you keep that shoulder really stiff. So
true. But I'm able to take a shower. So on Saturday, I kind of just rinsed off.
Gross.
I tried. I had my loofah on a stick, and I was turning in circles.
Your old man scrubby.
Like when a dog chases his tail. That's what it looked like I was doing. And the show, I was like, I can't scrub my underarm. But we're good now. Yep, we're fine. So let's get right in. You want to go first? You want me to go first? Same thing as always. We start at 10. We go to number 1. We'll alternate. We'll talk about it, and you'll be wrong. What was that last one? You definitely. What was your number 10?
My number 10 is Freddy versus Jason.
See, I had this conversation. I started this conversation at work today, and that came up. John was like, Freddy versus Jason. And I was like, that's pretty good. I don't think it would crack top 10. Well, you have proven me wrong.
That is hilarious, and it's not supposed to be hilarious, and it's Freddy versus Jason, and I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
I love that movie.
I mean, they knew what they were doing when they made that movie.
Yeah.
They made it campy. They knew it was going to be campy, and I love movies that do that.
It was pandering to the audience, as you would like to say.
100%. And I was all for, yes, please. I'll take 2 tickets. Just me. I'll take 2. I'm going to lay across the seat.
Oh, man. I miss going to the Strand in Brockport, New York. It was an older, smaller theater, and in the back of the theater, it had those bench seats that fold down, so you could have 2 or more people sitting on them if they were small enough.
2 or more?
I said if they were small enough, because me and my sisters all sat on it at once.
Fish, James, and maybe me, I guess.
You 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, when Fish, James, and I are hanging out, I was a lot smaller back then.
Yes, you were.
My number 10 is from 1993.
I didn't put the dates on it.
It is the Earps and Doc versus the Cowboys.
Really?
Gunfight at the OK Corral in Tombstone.
I'm not surprised by that.
30 seconds.
It's a gunfight, though.
It's a fight, goddammit. It is a gun
But that's okay.
fight. The word fight is in that.
There was a firefight. Oh my god, I didn't put that on the list! Oh no!
Shit!
Top 10 favorite fights revisited.
Oh man.
How's that not on there?
Forget about I am so ashamed. This is your fault. You made me pick from all of cinema.
Yeah, but when I said fight scenes, I was thinking physical. I wasn't thinking guns.
Yeah, that's true. But I love that movie. I love that movie. One, it connects me to my childhood.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. That is correct. But like with my mom childhood.
Okay. So even crazier because it's you were even younger.
Yeah, I mean I love this movie from the moment it came out.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah. So word for word I
was so happy when we got together that you knew this movie.
Not only do I know this movie, this is my movie.
Well, it's not our movie, but it's one of our movies. It's our Christmas movie, but it's not our movie.
Wait, no, I'm not. I'm talking about Tombstone.
Oh, okay. Fuck that noise. I thought we were still talking about the other movie.
No, I'm talking about the top 10 list that we're talking about.
Oh, that totally changes the conversation. Because I was thinking, I don't think you were that young when Boondock Saints came out.
No.
But I remember watching it in high school, so maybe.
No, this is. I was 8 years old when Tombstone came out. And
Were
like,
you?
yeah, oh yeah, 1993.
I remember Doc getting shot, and like I think he's on a pool table or a poker table.
That's not Doc, but yeah, that's Morgan.
I thought it was Doc. It's the guy played by Val Kilmer.
That
Because he's like turning pasty ass white and he's bleeding.
correct, but he's not on a pool table. The dude that gets shot on the pool table
No,
is
I thought
Morgan
he was put onto like a table after they're like, because like they're out in the street and I want to say it's dark and it's rainy or something, and he gets shot and they bring him inside and they like put him on a table.
No, you're mixing up the end of the movie with where Doc Holliday is sick and he's in a bed with Wyatt Earp next to him with Morgan Earp gets shot in the back while they're playing pool on a rainy night.
I'll have to maybe one day rewatch it.
You don't have to. You could just take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm picturing him in a suit.
He is
and
in a
he's
suit.
laying face up, and
Yes.
it's Val Kilmer.
Well, that does happen in the movie.
And he's like pasty ass.
That is in the
He's like gray.
that is at the end of the movie. Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Because I really don't know if I'd want to rewatch it. It's been a long time.
You're
since
about
I
to get
watched-
mad at me. What's your number 9?
Matthew McConaughey versus the alpha male dragon in Reign of Fire.
Oh, just that scene.
Yeah, where he's, like, flying through the air with
Just
the axe.
the cover art. Like that's,
I fucking love that movie. I had to include it in the list.
that is fair. I actually probably wouldn't have guessed that. It wouldn't have came to my mind
That
if
I would
were-
put that on the list.
Yeah, but now that you say it, it definitely makes sense. And it's
love
literally
that
just
movie.
like it's not literally just that scene, but that is
the scene.
that
though.
is the pinnacle.
I
of-
love everything about that movie. I wanted to I was like, man, I could include the part where they reenact Star Wars as their fight, or the part in the beginning where he's like, you dig your own damn holes, you know,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. But
that's crazy.
I love that movie.
I only have watched that movie because of you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I might have watched. I mean, it's a movie with dragons in it.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, and
Gerard Butler,
and Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale.
Like I would have probably watched that movie, but I wouldn't like it as much as I do. Like
I could watch that at any time. Like, and I don't even need to be watching it. It's like the perfect background noise. I love that movie. I've probably watched it at least a dozen times.
I'm gonna get over here for my next one.
What are you gonna say?
My number 9 is Deku versus Kachan 2.
Part two. Part two.
Part 2.
Part two.
You're right. I have it as part 2 if you want to see it. It is part 2 from season 3.
Why would I be mad about that?
Because it's all the way down at number 9. But
it's higher on my
I
list.
know it is. See, this is the only one that will be the same.
Do you want to discuss it now, or do you want to discuss it
Nope,
when it comes up?
I
for
will.
mine?
I already wanted to say I will discuss it later. Anyway, you have to let me finish because I have to. It's season 3, episode 23, and
It's episode 61 of the whole thing.
that is correct. But 2018, yes, 2018, nice. Anyway, I don't want to discuss it. Let's move to the next one because we'll discuss it when it comes up on your list at
Okay,
number
so
2.
my number 8, 300.
Okay.
The whole fight between
Just the-
300
just
and
the mo-
Xerxes.
just the movie.
Because they've got like the slow motion and like you get that slow motion blood spray
Yep.
and the humor in it.
Yep.
You had to say it. Say what? Fight in the shade. You know?
Well, someone had to say it.
That movie, like just that movie, 300. Just it's great. And the part where she's like, "I'm not your queen."
Yep.
You know,
You won't enjoy this.
You will not enjoy this.
You will die slowly.
There's nothing bad about that movie.
That's a good movie.
I love that movie. The second one wasn't so great. I don't think I can quote anything from it. The only thing good about the second one is it has what the hell's his name? The guy who plays Faramir. He's in the first one too, but he's got the eye patch in that movie. But he had it in the first movie too. He like gets it at the end, I think. I don't know.
That's
300.
I
That's my number 8. 300.
I can't just throw all of 300.
Yep.
I think my favorite scene in that movie is when the messenger is there, and it's not when he yells, "This is Sparta," but it's when he turns back, and she just gives the most subtle nod, and he's like, "All right, we're fucking going to war."
It's funny that
So
you mentioned
good.
that particular scene because I was looking at memes today, you know, like you do.
Memes.
And it was like when you're married and you're asking you're single, all the buddies are asking the married guy if he can come out to go drinking. And it's like it shows Leonidas and then he like looks back and it's just her face giving that very like, and it says, "I'll allow it."
Yeah, nice. Okay, respectable. This one, Inigo Montoya versus Wesley. Princess Bride, 1987.
Also on my list.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, that surprises me that we have two. I thought we were just going to have one. But just that whole, just Carrie L, just, you killed my father. Prepare to die. And then just the dialogue back and forth.
I'm also not left-handed.
Yeah, the sword fight is great and all, but that is all about like that progressive
It's just
dialogue,
the whole scene.
The progression of the dialogue in that scene. It's so, and then hopping around and just great. I love that movie. It's a great movie.
It is.
Yep.
It's a good movie.
The kids watched it, right? I don't know.
They liked it.
They better like it.
I think they'd like it even better now that they're a little bit older.
Yeah. Did we watch that with them around the same time we watched Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yes.
Because they were like, isn't that the guy?
Yes.
Yeah, much different role.
We're men in tights.
Tights. I was trying to take a drink. I just
saw
spit.
that.
Like,
because you couldn't resist
red-
continuing the line.
I couldn't. You're right. I was like, whoop,
It's one of those things you're like, oh man.
But I got the damn line out.
Almost died, but I got it.
I got the damn line out.
Aspirated that Kool-Aid.
Number 7.
It's
Wait, is it 7? Right?
yeah, you just did your number 8.
Yep.
Frank Dukes versus Chong Li from Bloodsport.
Okay.
Because I love me some Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Bloodsport is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Like that's the entire Bloodsport movie.
No, it's not.
And the other one.
I love like anything Jean-Claude Van Damme. When he did those chip commercials like a couple years ago, I was like, "Oh, the king has returned!" I fucking love him.
Light the torches.
When we were younger, I used to go, Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's fine.
He was. He also did commercials for World of Warcraft back in the day.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
But yeah, I love that movie. Kickboxer is an awesome movie. I could have put like my top 10 Jean-Claude Van Damme movies on here.
Fair enough.
What's my favorite one other than Bloodsport that you hate?
I don't.
Got Dolph Lundgren in it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh, Universal Soldier.
Yes, I fucking love that movie.
It's the.
I love.
I don't
that
hate
movie.
that movie, but
You won't watch it with me. If I were to put it on, you would leave the room.
probably. But that also probably because it is tied to like not a terrible memory, but not like great memories of a child when I was a child. So like I had to when I would go to like a certain person's house. It was like the only thing I could do was watch this one fucking movie. I love that movie. And I've seen that movie like a billion fucking times.
It's a good movie. I don't care.
Okay,
I'm sorry that it's associated with negative memories.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But
I love all Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
that is fair enough. They're all the same movie.
I don't care.
It speaks to me on an
Remember
emotional
how angry
level.
I was when I bought the 2-pack of Time Cop and Bloodsport, and Time Cop was the only one that came with the digital code and not Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
What a ripoff.
Time Cop's not a bad movie, but it's not Bloodsport.
That is a very true statement. Neither of them are RoboCop though.
Fuck RoboCop.
Okay.
That is not on the list.
Number 7. Azula versus Zuko and Katara.
Oh, such a good one. That's
final
like,
Agni Kai, not the first one. The final Agni Kai.
Yes.
That is Sozin's
where he
Comet
sacrifices
3.
himself to save Katara.
Yeah, so that is.
I think that show makes that on the podcast a lot.
It probably. Well, it's because that is an amazing show. So Book 3, Chapter 20, 2008.
Such a good such a good show. I can't even say such a good episode because like that's true, but like every episode is.
I could have picked
good.
so many fights from that show. Mm-hmm. But so what I'm trying to do is
when she finds the guy who killed her mother, that's good.
Or when she fights
the lady who
the bloodbender.
Yeah, forces her into bloodbender.
Spoiler alert. Is it past like what's it called, statute of limitations or whatever?
I don't know, but it was 2008, so I mean, if it's a spoiler, I'm sorry. It's still good. I could spoil the whole show for you. Go watch it anyway.
Look, I know, like, people are always like, "Oh, the last fight scene," blah, but the Ozai Aang fight is fucking phenomenal. The Siege of Ba Sing Se, when they take the fire capital, when Azula and Zuko fight the first time.
How about when they fight Boomy?
When yeah, Boomy's a fucking lunatic, and I love it.
He's awesome.
Boomy was so
How about
good.
Assault on Cabbages?
Just continuously through, like, which one? All of them.
versus Cabbages.
I want to make a montage, a YouTube montage of every time that the cabbage cart gets turned over.
Cabbages!
My cabbages!
Such a good show. I
Well,
still say we need to rewatch that with the kids.
Yeah.
They've watched part of it. They watched Legend of Korra, like all of that. But I don't know if they watched all of Last Airbender.
Right. But in that fight, just the dichotomy of the first fight, but it's switched where Zuko has finally reached that inner peace, and he's the calm
there's
one.
Such the difference between him
And then
before
she
and
turns
now,
into a
and
fucking psychopath.
I don't think she turned into one. I think she just revealed it.
I think that she turned into one, not in that episode, but throughout the show. She was definitely put together, and then when she got, they realized that, Zuko got away, and then Iroh stepped in to help him get away, and then her Dai no, that's the May and the other lady, they betrayed her.
Yeah, but she was already a psychopath before then. You're right. She was put together. It was
Maybe
well
a sociopath.
covered, but psychopath and sociopath are two very different things.
I know they
But
are.
she was definitely fucked up and was hiding it very well, and especially because she thought she was gonna get something, and when she realized that was being ripped out from under her and what she was getting was nothing,
Which is what she deserved.
it was just, she lost it all there. She had a break.
A long, long way to Ba Sing Se.
I would love to sing that, but it would sound horrendous if I sang it. Because I'd try to sing it in a male voice. And it would be a demonic possession.
No, I want you to do Uncle Iroh's voice. Here, hold on. I'll try. Let me try it. Let me try it first, and then you do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Yes, young Zuko.
No.
All right, now your turn.
I want to do it so bad, but
Do
I can't.
it.
No.
All right, don't give in to peer pressure.
I won't.
All right. This is the greatest tea this side of the river.
Man, the scene where he tells him he was never mad at him or anything like that. And
I was
pulls
never.
him.
Oh, when
him in for
he's
the
in
hug.
the prison, and yep.
Such a good.
And then the scene with his son. When that's when they're traveling to Ba Sing Se, or they're just got done with the fire.
I don't remember exactly where it falls in there, but it's all good.
It was good. And then, why do you think they called me the Dragon of the North? Oh man, Uncle Iroh is probably my favorite character. He is a fucking badass.
It's a toss up for me between him
and
and Zuko.
Boomy.
Him and Zuko.
I thought you were gonna say, is his name Hugh, the swamp monster?
Oh, that guy.
And they fight when Toph and them.
Yeah, Toph is pretty fucking awesome though.
True.
The boulder.
The boulder is done with your.
Bullshit. He doesn't say that, but
Yeah, that's what we need. A R-rated Avatar. Anyway, that's enough on Avatar.
yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6. Okay, so for this one, it was really difficult for me to pick which particular fight because I love all of them.
Ouch.
But I went with his first really big fight, even though my favorite movie is the second movie, and I love that fight, but that was more of like... Yeah,
So
anyway,
many
I'm going to
qualifiers.
digress.
So many qualifiers.
Okay. Lethal Weapon, Riggs versus Mr. Joshua.
Riggs!
Get that shit off my lawn.
Oh, man.
But I really wanted to go with the second movie, but I was like, because that's my favorite out of all of them is the second one.
Okay.
Whatever you want, Leo gets.
Whatever you want, Leo gets.
But yeah, that's the one I went with because I love Riggs and Murtaugh. I love all the Lethal Weapon movies. They're amazing.
This can be another, like, So when I was doing this, I was like, no, can't do that. It's not a fight scene. That's a chase scene. There's so many chase scenes that like.
I love when they're chasing him and he's like, I got such and such on Murtaugh. And he's like, Riggs is on foot. Well, nobody said that. And then Riggs is the one who gets him.
Riggs! So good. My number 6, 1985.
1985.
Rocky versus Ivan Drago.
I did not include any of the Rocky fights.
So this is Rocky 4. So this, yeah, obviously after he kills Creed in the ring, and after one of the, if not the best training montages in the history of film. Just, it's like 7 minutes, and he's outside trudging through the snow.
Like, so many people have copied that in some way or another.
Chopping wood. Drago's like getting shot up with fucking PEDs, and he's in this state. It's 1985. He's in a state-of-the-art facility doing hill climbers and like running around a track and punching a speed bag. But it's such a good montage that leads into an epic, like, that's like a 20-minute fight in that movie.
Yeah.
I think the final round is 10 minutes of movie.
I just realized I have to change one of my favorite movies that includes boxing in it. It's the one with the guy that
Bull Durham. Raging.
James. No, that's not his name.
James Caan.
It's a guy from Pineapple Express.
James Franco. Is it a boxing movie?
It's like he's in the military and he's boxing.
I don't remember.
And it's a good
Annapolis?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it's because there's a boxing scene in Annapolis.
Well, the whole thing is he is training to fight his superior at one point, like, and he wants to beat him and stuff.
I think that's Annapolis.
I really liked that movie, but I don't like James Franco, so I don't like that movie anymore.
You could separate art and artist.
Sometimes I can.
That's true.
Because I really liked the Flyboys movie that he's in too, and now I'm like, fuck, because it's military movies, and I love military movies.
I know you do.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
I didn't. I rolled them at Soren Markov.
Don't you dare. You take that back.
We were in agreement.
No. Soren Markov is looking at me.
He's definitely a big military guy.
Well, I mean...
A vampire of the night.
He's more military than you. He attacks with military precision.
That's okay. I don't have a rebuttal for that.
Don't you roll your eyes at Soren Markov. That is my Soren Markov. Anyway.
That's true. Where are we at? Oh, Rocky. I just did Rocky. That was a great fight. Drago just spends the entire time beating the shit out of him, mostly. He pulled the old rope-a-dope, let him, hit me. And it's very unrealistic. I get it, but...
Your hair is so emo right now.
Okay, let's go to number 5.
My number 5 is Inigo Montoya versus Wesley.
Oh, hey, number 5.
So we can skip that.
We already talked about it.
Your number 5 is?
My number 5 is from 2003. I could have picked a few fights from this movie, but like I said, I'm trying to keep it one per franchise. So this is The Bride versus the Crazy 88s in Kill Bill Volume 1.
Oh, okay. I knew that was going to be on there for you.
Such a good... First of all, I love Quentin Tarantino movies.
I know you do. There's only one Quentin Tarantino movie I really like.
And Django?
Uh-huh.
That's... You don't like...
Okay, when I was younger, I loved From Dusk Till Dawn. And when I say when I was younger, I was like 12 when I saw that movie. That's not a Quentin Tarantino movie?
I'm pretty sure Quentin Tarantino did not direct
He's
that.
in it or something. So it's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I think that was Rodriguez that did.
It's such a vulgar movie.
Or was that Del Toro? I'll look it up. I don't remember.
I'll ask Google right now.
But yeah, The Bride versus the Crazy 88s, that is
That's the final scene, right? Like not the final scene, but like the final big one where they had to go to black and white.
That is the one where they had to go to black and white, but it is not.
I thought it was the final big fight.
I mean,
or is that her versus Lucy Liu?
Yes, it depends on what your definition of big fight is. Technically, that is the biggest fight in the movie. So if your definition is that's a big fight and there's no other quote unquote big fights in the movie, then yes, that is the last big fight in the movie. Unless you're talking about emotionally big.
Screenplay was by Quentin Tarantino and director was Robert Rodriguez. So
I got it right.
He wrote it and he played in it.
I mean, I said
so like 4 movie.
directors, so I was bound to get one of them right.
Still a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I mean, it
has a 7.2 out of 10 on
From
IMDb.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible movie for
it probably
the most part.
I don't know. I can't judge it fairly. I was younger and I thought it was cool.
Well, it was cool, but
vulgar.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think Reservoir Dogs.
Did it have Cheech in it?
Yeah. I think yes, it did.
I've never seen Reservoir Dogs.
That movie.
That to my knowledge. I mean, I might have, but I don't recall.
That movie's fucking great.
I thought you were going to say fucking gross.
Fucking gross. No, that movie's fucking great. Anyway, that was my number 5. Because, yep, Kill Bill.
Really? I'm not a huge fan of that movie.
And yes, they did have to go to black and white to keep the rating down.
Yes.
Because there was blood everywhere.
They've done that in a few different movies.
That is true. Did they do that in Django? I don't think so.
No, they did not do that in Django.
At the end?
They did not bother keeping the rating down. They were just like blood everywhere.
Blood.
But Django Unchained was such a good movie. Jamie Foxx is amazing in that movie.
Well, Jamie Foxx is amazing in most of the movies he's in.
He was in something you were watching the other day, You People or something like that. Is that what it was called?
It was called You People. Well, that was not Jamie Foxx.
Then who was it? I thought Jamie Foxx was in that.
No.
I thought I walked by and you were watching it and
this.
Jamie Foxx was on the screen.
It was Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps was in it.
I thought I walked by. Were you watching something else that Jamie Foxx was in?
Maybe. You're probably confusing him with Jonah Hill.
No. I thought you were watching something with him in it.
It is very possible. Let's see. What about...
I might be mixing up the two different things you were watching that day.
I don't remember watching anything with Jamie Foxx in it.
I saw something with Jamie Foxx in it. Maybe I was watching something that had Jamie Foxx in it. I was so tired that day because you kept me up until like 2 a.m. and then I was up at 5 letting the dogs out and I was tired. And then I took a nap. And I felt like I could have slept for hours, and I did.
Yeah, you did.
I slept for like 4 hours.
That's when I was like on guard at the bedroom door. They were like going to knock. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Your mom's sleeping. Fucking leave her alone. And they were like, please, sir, can I have some toast? And I'm like, no, you can't have no toast. You got any grapes? So my number 4.
It's my. I haven't said my number 4 yet.
Wait.
You just did your number 5.
Oh, okay. Oh,
we were still talking and we got sidetracked again. Okay, number 4. Did you want to say number 4?
No, it's not my thing.
Oh, okay. My number 4 is Deku vs. Kachan Part 2, My Hero Academia episode number 61. Yes, it's my number 4. I love that episode.
Wow.
I have watched that single episode of My Hero Academia more than a dozen times. I love that episode. It's not just the fight.
It's not the fight at all.
It's the raw emotion from Bakugo.
It's so good.
And then you see his growth and him learning, but you understand so much more about his character. And that's my favorite part about My Hero Academia in general. Sure, it's focusing on Deku, but Bakugo's growth from episode 1 all the way through whatever hell number I am on the manga is just amazing.
Like he's the only one that grows. Deku grows just as much as Bakugo does.
Deku is growing in strength more than anything.
Yeah, because Deku's already a good person.
Growing as a person.
That's true.
And an individual.
And a teammate.
And acknowledging his mistakes. And you learn eventually why he was acting the way he did and how Yeah, I won't go any further because I don't know how far you're.
Good. Well, you've already spoiled some of it for me in the future.
But that was because you said you were never gonna watch it.
That's true. And then I was like, all right.
And then you started watching, and you're like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
That's true. It looked very childlike. And then you made me watch Kachan.
Deku versus Kachan Part 2?
Yes. And I was like, oh, shit.
You were like, that was a hell of an episode.
I was like, that is crazy. But I had
context.
no emotional attachment to any of the characters, so I didn't really understand. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I understood, but
you didn't understand the true depth of it.
So I watched it, got to Deku versus Kachan, and you were like, "It's coming up. It's good. No, you have to watch one more episode." I'm like, "All right, cool." And then it wasn't that episode. You're like, "You gotta watch."
But the start of it was the end of that previous episode.
Like, it's coming. You gotta keep watching. Like 30 episodes later, I'm like, "Oh, here it is."
It was not that bad. You watched the one and I was like, oh, yeah, you can't skip. You have to keep going because, like, the last, 2 minutes is the start of the next episode.
Yeah, when he gets him to the city. And, yep. It was.
You cannot stop watching when Deku versus Kachan Part 2 is about to happen.
It was good. It was good. I liked it. Obviously, because it's on my list.
Yes, but I probably could have put it higher, but I was like, no. But if I were truly being honest, it probably should be my number 1 because I love that fight and that whole episode so much.
I figured it'd be your number 2. I don't know what your number 2 or your number 1 is, but I figured there would have been like one other thing that was up there. But my number
4.
Yeah, that's why I said
4.
My number 4 is also from anime.
And it is
from 2009. And it's from Naruto Shippuden.
I've only ever watched that one part of the Naruto. It's that I don't know if it's Shippuden.
No. What you're talking about is like way at the fucking beginning.
Like, they're flying. You're like, no, they're jumping. I was like, those motherfuckers are in the air for 5 minutes. They are flying.
This is Sasuke versus...
Is that the guy with the...
No. Sasuke is the other guy.
Or is that the guy with the cloak-like thing? Like the really long jacket who's always on the posters?
Yes.
And there's like red flowers around him?
Yes, they're cherry blossoms.
Yeah, they're still red flowers.
But it's Sasuke versus Itachi.
Who's Itachi?
So are you ever...
Hitachi is it's an electric power tool brand, Hitachi. This is Itachi. I heard you. I was joking.
Okay, here, before I go any further, are you ever going to watch Naruto or Naruto Shippuden?
Probably not.
Okay.
And if you spoil it, it's okay because I still watched Attack on Titan, so I mean...
Sasuke was...
Okay, don't spoil it. La la la.
Oh my god.
I feel like it's something major. Okay, spoil it.
It is something major.
Spoil it!
Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to spoil it for you. Spoiler alerts if you're going to watch it because this is a huge thing in the making for years. Sasuke's goal was to avenge his village. His village was slaughtered by Itachi, Uchiha. Sasuke, Uchiha.
Oh, they related?
They're brothers.
Did they know?
Yes, Itachi.
And it just wasn't revealed until then?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was revealed. So we knew, like he knew Itachi did this. He was hunting Itachi down.
Hunting down his own brother.
And this is when they met. And the battle was, who cares about the battle? It was an awesome battle, but it was just raw emotion. And it was so awesome. And then Sasuke kills Itachi. Not out of like, it was just...
It happened.
It was, there was like love at the end. And like forgiveness. But then you learn there was a reason why Itachi killed everybody in the village.
Was it to save Sasuke or something?
No, it was to prevent a
cataclysmic event.
So there was going to be a takeover of their tribe. It would have been very detrimental.
Okay.
To the people of the tribe. They basically would have been enslaved.
Okay. So he killed them.
So the leader of the village came to Itachi and said, "You need to kill all of us."
Death over slavery.
And Sasuke didn't figure that out until it was too late. So then he has to live with that. It was fucking...
Talk about emotional baggage.
It was crazy.
I'm sure I'd have more to say if I had actually watched it.
It was so good. Oh man. Naruto, people shit on Naruto sometimes, but in the beginning it's a little rough, but the storyline is crazy strong. I enjoy it.
I'm nodding.
It's just so long and... Well, it's not One Piece.
That's still going.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Top 3!
Number 3. That's my impression of you doing that. This really should have been number 4. I should have bumped Deku versus Kachan Part 2.
Are you going to say this? Like, this one really should have been number 3.
This one should have been number 4. Number 3, I pulled a U. I went with Full Metal Alchemist, and I pulled a U, and I went Ed versus Greed, and Scar versus Wrath, and Mustang versus Lust.
Because they all are like...
They're 3 separate fights.
Yeah.
But they're all amazing fights.
Man.
Everything about that show is amazing.
Wait, you pulled a me. I haven't done
the
that.
The first time we did a top 10, you were like, you did like a 6A and a 6B and
no,
a 6C. Yes,
I did a 10B and a 10A, and that was the only one I did it with.
Still, I pulled a U.
You pulled a me, and okay, fine. I'll accept it.
Ed versus Greed and Scar versus Wrath and Mustang versus Lust.
Dude, they're all so good. Mustang versus Lust. Whew, man, that's like one of my favorite lines in the whole, because it is just...
Would you like to say it?
No.
Okay.
You say it.
No, it'll sound better coming out of you because I don't have a male voice. I want to say it, but no. You say it. Say it.
I knew I could get you on your knees. It's so good. That he's just... That... Because he's not saying it out of like... Haha, look at... No, he is like... Full force, fucking pissed. Oh, you think you can live through everything?
And what makes it even better?
I don't know what you're gonna...
His attacks. What makes his attacks even better? Who's he having to use?
Who is he having?
Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I didn't know where you were going with that. Oh, but man.
That whole thing is so good.
Just, and that wall's right there, and oh my gosh. It is so good.
And I guess I could have included Alphonse in the or Mustang versus Lust because Alphonse was in it too, but nah, Alphonse doesn't do as much, and it's not.
Do you want to talk about the other two?
What?
The other two fights. We talked about one of them.
Ed
I kind of feel
Greed.
like that's the one.
Okay, Ed versus Greed is just, it's greed. And it's like the first time you really truly see Ed fighting. Because like he has a few spats here and there, but you're really actually seeing him. And it's not just his physicality, it's his mentality in it, which is really awesome. And granted, it's Greed and not Greedling, which is even better. But he doesn't really fight Greedling. Like, not like he does Greed.
True.
And because of him fighting Greed, Greed starts to learn other things, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
And then Scar versus Wrath, that's just, it's fucking Scar versus Wrath.
Brawl.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Scar, I think, is an underrated character. He talk about character growth for one.
Yeah.
And let's just kill Wrath. Oof. I mean,
it was good.
That show, that manga,
it's pretty good.
So good.
One of the best.
Yes.
My number 3. This was one that I struggled with. Which fight do I pull out of this?
Is it an
franchise?
anime?
It's not an anime.
Is it a movie?
It is.
Is it the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I knew you were going to pick something from there.
Because there's a million amazing fights in that movie. In that entire franchise.
Is it where they're on Titan and they're fighting him?
No, but that was almost the one I picked when he finally says, "Avengers, assemble." Oh wait, you're talking,
about when they're actually trying to get the glove off.
The very first time they fight him.
Yeah.
With the Guardians.
So it wasn't that. Okay. Was it when they're fighting Ultron?
No. That's a good one. I will literally say that's a good one for all.
Was it Hulk versus Loki?
Puny God.
So it wasn't that. Is it in one of the Spider-Man films?
Nope.
Is it an Iron Man film?
No.
Is it an Avengers film? Is it Civil War?
It is Civil War.
Is it Iron Man versus Captain America?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
2016 Civil
Iron
War.
Man.
Iron Man versus Captain America when Iron Man finds out that Bucky's the one that killed his parents.
Yeah.
And he loses it, as one would.
And fucking, what does Steve Rogers do? He protects Bucky the murderer.
Like the other ones aren't murderers. Do not fucking get me riled up about this again.
Who's the murderer?
You think that in that entire fucking battle in New York, nobody fucking died?
But they weren't murdered in cold blood. Like, he killed his parents. He targeted his parents.
Bucky was brainwashed. How does that count?
Okay, he was brainwashed, sure.
Not sure.
But he had the memories. He knew what he did wrong, and it was him.
But he knew it was wrong.
Okay.
Bucky knew it was
Team
wrong.
Iron Man.
Bucky knew it was wrong. Bucky was not happy about
He
it.
wasn't about to take any comeuppance for it.
He was
Maybe
about
he
to.
would have let Iron Man beat the shit out of him, and then Steve Rogers swoops in and stops him from killing him. Be
But
like,
he
look,
can't
buddy,
do
look,
that.
look.
Iron Man's character cannot kill Bucky.
I didn't say kill him. I said beat the shit out of him.
Like he would have stopped. How passionate Iron Man is.
Yeah, but Steve Rogers stopped him. He could have stopped him, and then Steve tried to kill him.
So you want Steve to just like post up on the fucking wall while...
Yeah, just lean against that
while
shield.
Iron Man's beating the
looking
fuck...
pretty because he supposedly got America's ass and everything. Supposedly.
That fight scene is the one that I chose out of the Marvel.
I'm not surprised.
It was so good. And oh man. And then you get that iconic scene of
The sword.
Of
the shield in his chest.
so he hits him, but then they bring it back in Falcon Winter Soldier with Secret Agent, except he doesn't hold back like Steve Rogers did. He fucking murders that dude. And
Yeah, that was woo.
yeah,
I was like, JC, you don't want to watch this.
So that was my Marvel Cinematic. That one probably took me like 12 minutes to decide, and that is a long time when you're just like going through the Rolodex of fight scenes from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It could have been the fight on Wakanda. It could have been the fight on Wakanda. It could have been the fight on Wakanda. And that was the fight when they were all there. And then the fight when it was just T'Challa. And then it was the fight...
Are you talking the one with him and... I almost said Mbappe.
Mbappe. Not him, Mbappe. M'Baku.
Yeah. Mbappe, what the fuck are you doing in Wakanda?
Vive la France!
Oh my god.
That's funny. Just so many fights that could have been chosen, but that one, to me, like, really, really sticks out in my brain from the MCU. Your turn.
Okay, my number 2 is... I don't think you'll be surprised that this made the list. It's from Tokyo Ghoul. It's Kaneki versus Ken.
Okay.
I just had the name of the episode. It is High Spirits.
Okay.
And
High spirits.
Yeah, well...
I mean, okay.
He's in high spirits at the end, but
That's true.
Man, that is an episode. Because first you're watching him being literally tortured.
Yes.
And not just physically, but psychologically. And then he goes through this amazing metamorphosis. And Jason, who wanted to eat Kaneki, becomes the one who's eaten.
Nom nom nom.
Remember when we watched someone did it like shot for shot with stick figures on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
How amazing that was.
Yeah.
But such a good show. I've talked about this episode before in a previous thing that we talked about, because that's one of those ones when we were talking about themes, because that's the episode where the theme song, the intro theme song doesn't play until the end.
Right.
There's no intro.
That was a very, very well directed episode. I like that.
That was a perfect decision to do that. Because it's like you got your intro to your new Kaneki and stuff too.
New Kaneki.
And that song is such a good song.
Which one is that?
That's Unraveled.
Oh, okay. Broken Ankles?
No. Gokanaiku.
but it is broken ankles.
He does break an ankle. It twists around about a dozen times and then it flips right back and he says, "Did you think that would hurt me?"
Right.
Oh, it's such
Not
a
after
good
getting your fingers
episode.
chopped off.
Over and over and over and
Over and over again. Let's see. Number 2. My number 2. Because obviously I'm me. I have to throw something like this on the list. And whenever I think of fight scenes or brawls, brawl, B-R-A-W-L, brawls.
Yes.
I think of 2004's news anchor fight scene.
I knew
from
you were going to put that on there.
It's too fucking good not to put on this fucking list.
I didn't put one that I wanted to put on there.
Como están, bitches? Spanish access news is here.
I'm not surprised you put that on there.
Brick's got a grenade. I killed a man with a trident.
Oh, what's the one I was going to put Kung Fu Hustle on here, the landlady one, but I didn't.
Oh,
I should
man.
have, but
it
revisited.
That news anchor scene is and forever will be iconic.
The sequel, though, where he says with a star or with an ass like the North Star, wise men will follow. I laughed so hard, and that line is what kept me watching the rest of the movie.
With an ass like that,
With
or an ass like a North Star,
Star,
wise men will follow. So good. But that fight scene, it's so fucking chaotic. There's so much
What
random.
doesn't happen in that fight scene?
There's a guy that gets drugged by a horse. Someone's
Yeah.
on fire. There's a grenade.
It's chaos.
I think there's a gun.
I feel like you wrote that fight scene. What else can we throw in here?
What can we throw in there? Fucking throw it in there. Someone throws a stroller across the screen. Let's go. There's a gorilla. Throw it in there. Just so good. I love that movie. It's so funny. I'm in a glass case of emotion. And one of my favorite entertainers of all time is in that movie.
Will Ferrell.
No.
Paul Rudd.
No.
I don't know.
You just killed the only thing I ever cared about.
I'm not.
A man punted Baxter.
I'm not picturing
Jack
his
Black.
face. Oh yeah. I wasn't picturing his face, and you weren't doing the voice.
That's because that's how he talks in that movie.
I forgot Jack Black was in that.
It's brief, but
Well, I've also only watched that movie, I think, half of a time.
yeah, but anything.
I remember what's 60% of the time it works all the time?
60% of the time, it works every time. Oh, smells like, what does he say? Like cat piss and. Oh, man. And now, let's push random button. Yeah. Cool. Anchorman was funny. Transition. Number 1.
My number 1 is really lame.
Lame.
Go ahead. Lay it on me.
I don't know what it is.
I didn't pick a specific fight.
Boo.
I wrote
Boo.
anything Jackie Chan.
What the fuck? You can't do that. You can't pick an
Rush Hour.
Which one? What?
The first one.
Which scene? Yeah,
Yes.
see?
I couldn't pick a Jackie Chan, but it has to be Jackie Chan because I love.
Then you
especially
should have
when
said-
it's Chung Li.
You should have said Legend of the Drunken Master.
I was going to say the second one where he
Second one?
takes on the full army
In the
of people.
town?
Yeah.
When he's smashing the bottles and like...
Yes.
Yes.
But anything Jackie Chan could fill my number.
Boo. Okay, fine. You know what? It's your list. You do with
Yes.
it what you will.
And I did.
Boo.
I could not pick.
That wasn't me. That was
everybody, and I'm fine with that. I couldn't pick a specific Jackie Chan fight because I
Man.
could have gone with Shanghai Nights too. I fucking love Shanghai
what
Noon
a
and
fucking
Shanghai Nights.
random. That shit would have been Shanghai Nights number 1. Wow.
Oh, you said piss shirt don't break, not piss shirt bend bars.
I could have picked High Noon, Shanghai Noon.
Jackie Chan is amazing.
I could have picked Rush Hour 4. Is there a 4?
They're working on a fourth one right now.
Oh
Actually.
my God.
Rush Hour 2 is probably. No, Rush Hour, the first Rush Hour. Okay, the part, it's not a fight scene, but when they're singing War, and he's like, good God, you all. And it's like, y'all. You all. Y'all.
Man, don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Perfect.
Am I allowed to do that?
Perfect Chris Tucker.
Do I have to bleep that out?
Probably.
All right. Fuck. God damn it.
Okay, what's your number one? Because I'm sure you're going to be happier than my number one.
Well, yeah, I'm happier about my number one because it's my number one and not some fucking bullshit cop-out.
I know.
Boo! What do you think?
Okay, my number one
Number 1
is Bakugo versus Shigaraki, but it's not been animated yet.
Ah. You have piqued my interest. Shigaraki is my favorite villain.
He is a pretty awesome villain. Twice was
Okay, there's a difference though. Like Twice was a good villain.
But he could have been a good guy too. And he was voiced by the same guy who voices Gray from Fairy Tail.
Oh.
Which is
Shirtless.
so it's like sometimes when I'm hearing him, I'm like, it's the ice brick.
But my number one is from Dragon Ball Z.
Surprise. Is it the one where he gets the spirit bomb from everybody on Earth?
No, but there is a much heavily debated debate, nailed it, about that I'm on the side of DBZ, where how can everybody give him their power if they're all got shit beat out of him? And I'm like, well, they're not giving him like their chi, they're giving him their fucking spirit power. It's a goddamn fucking spirit bomb.
You're not going to have spirit if you're dead, but if you're just beaten, you'll still have your spirit.
Yeah, they were in high spirits. Anyway, no.
Hey, so was Kaneki when he killed Jason and ate him.
No. Like Kobayashi.
That's so awesome because in the end, like, you hear him like
Oh,
actually
man.
bite and swallow.
I should have put Step Brothers on here. The fight in the yard.
You say Step Brothers in one of the first.
I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set.
So gross.
You better not touch my drum set.
It's so gross.
Play Moby Dick for real.
And when they make the bunk beds.
Oh God, there's blood everywhere. That movie's amazing.
Anyway, back to your number one.
2000 DBZ Cell Saga. Gohan versus Cell when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Lightning. Oh man, you know how many episodes I had to wait where he was just
Too
like
many. He took probably 6 years to fucking power up when you're watching it. Did it take you 6 months to watch that scene?
It was pretty close. Let go, Gohan.
That's my least favorite thing about Dragon Ball Z.
And then he fucking crushes it. And then Gohan's like, ah! And he fucking lets loose. And then, oh, cool, we've seen Super Saiyan before, but then
Super
he gets
Saiyan
done.
2.
He's got the fucking lightning. And you're like, oh, fuck you, Cell. You're about to get the shit beat out of you. That was fucking, oh, man. That episode was phenomenal. I loved that episode. And that's like in my brain. Will forever be in my brain as like one of my favorite fight scenes of all time.
Really?
Yeah, you get like the android's face and he's all sideways and then the fucking Pidgeotto flies in front. It's not a Pidgeotto, but the bird like flies in like the grayed out background or whatever. So
I
like
thought you were going to say the Great Outback.
the great Outback Steakhouse. I'll take some bread. Let go, Gohan. So you got like the android's face and the birds flying in front of him, and then Gohan just fucking loses it. And you're like, oh shit, just got real. That's my favorite fight.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
I'm surprised that that's your favorite. That's your number one. I don't know why, but I feel like both of our number ones disappointed me.
What? Well, that's because you're not a DBZ fan.
Was
you
it Dragon Ball Z Kai where they cut out all the extra crap and made it a million times better because you're not waiting an hour for someone to go, ah! And then they take a breath. Ah!
Hey, I didn't take breaths, okay?
The voice actors had to, and then they just edited it together.
Yes. Well, first of all, you didn't watch fucking anime in 2000, okay?
You're right. I didn't.
You didn't watch anime until...
Because Captain Planet's not considered an anime.
That would have been way different, like, had it been.
Trying to think if I did watch any anime. I know this, I brought it up to you before, that I had a hard time watching, like, serious animated stuff. Because while Dragon Ball Z is not, like, super serious, it's not Tiny Toon Adventures. So that makes it serious. Like, it's
definitely not Tiny Toon Adventures.
Yes.
You're...
So, like, what made it hard for me to watch anything was every time we got up in the morning to get ready for school when I was staying in Athens, it would be, the TV would always be on HBO, and it was always Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven animated, always on, and I hated it. And so I, like, never wanted to watch anything animated that had, like, a serious story to it.
Oh, like, I watched anime from way back, you know. Got Cowboy Bebop.
I still want to watch that, but apparently they never truly finished it or something.
That's true. It's okay.
It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it's good.
You know what wasn't good? Black Butler.
Yeah, I didn't.
I tried. I kept watching it because I really tried because I wanted to like it because that guy looks so cool and he always says he's one hell of a butler and, like, the backstory is he's a demon. But I just couldn't. I think I got 5 episodes in and I couldn't force myself to watch it anymore.
Did you finish Codebreaker?
I finished what was left of it because they never finished it. I started reading the manga of it, though.
The manga. Imagine
Codebreaker.
reading.
I read a
words
lot.
on a page.
I was disappointed
Like,
because the past 2 days I've just been reading policies and procedures, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Fucking 1834 backwoods fucking person with words on parchment.
I'd read it.
Dearest Chi-Chi, 'T'has been a fortnight since I last spoke to you. Kamehameha. So there's.
Oh man, I should have included something from The Witcher.
I was wondering if you were going to do it. This is your fault for making us narrow it down to 10.
As I said, we will revisit this one. Our other top 10 favorite fight scenes.
All right, spoiler alert. My number 1's going to be Gohan versus Cell.
Nope, you can't use the same ones. It's got to be 10 new ones. So I can't use Matthew McConaughey versus the Alpha Male
or
Dragon
any Jackie
again.
Chan fights.
Or any Jackie Chan. Or my 3 favorites from Full Metal Alchemist. That means I can't put Deku versus Kacchan Part 2 in there. But I can use other Kacchan fights.
That's true. Like,
I know what I'll use.
Deku and Kacchan versus All Might. That's a good one. It's actually Deku and Bakugo, I believe, is that one versus All Might.
Yeah, because it's not Deku versus Kacchan.
Right. I think they kept the Kacchan just with Dekugo. Fusion! Get off me, you damn nerd!
We kind of had that, though, with the movies.
I don't.
You've seen the movies when he gets All for One as well? When Bakugo gets it?
Oh, yeah, I did see that because you forced me to watch it.
Oh, I forced you to sit there and watch it. I want you to do your best Bakugo impression. Damn it!
Nailed it. I think that was him. What's the dude's name? Charlie Hill or something?
That does his voice?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care.
Oh, I watched a top 10 with him. Like top 10 fight scenes in My Hero Academia.
There's so many fights to pick from in My Hero Academia.
There are lots of fights. I like the one that
You're not even at the best ones yet.
I like the one that I'm on now because I really like Hawks.
Hawks is pretty awesome.
Hawks just got his wings fucking burned completely off.
Yeah,
and
it's not as graphic in the anime though.
Togoyami, yeah. He like saved him. Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool. Hawks is awesome.
Hawks is pretty awesome. And you got to watch his backstory, which is kind of tragic.
Yeah. Hey, wait, did I?
When did this turn into a My Hero Academia episode?
When we started talking about Bakuyami.
No, there's no Bakuyami.
Deku.
No, don't say that again. Don't. No.
Dekugo.
No.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me again. Maybe this will be a popular episode. I can't lift my right arm up. I'm trying. Yeah. Ouch.
That doesn't count.
it was
Maybe if you did the and power it up, you could do it.
maybe by next week. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Everybody listening, thanks for supporting. Thanks for continued support. Remember, tell your friends, tell your family, and I don't give a shit if you tell your enemies. As long as the word gets out there, peace!
Top Gun Maverick.